What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I'm joined by the podcast dad himself. Troops, what's going on, brother?
How you doing?
We're really starting it this early, this fucking early.
How you doing, bud? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. It's week 8 of the NFL season. Well, technically, officially tomorrow, but I see it. I get it. Okay. You're gonna be a pain in my ass this weekend. You're gonna try it, aren't you? You're gonna try it. You're gonna try it, aren't you?
I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna choose violence this week. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I am. Welcome.
Well, for those that don't know,
to the Eagles versus the Bengals
this weekend. Did you get your tickets?
No, not yet.
No.
I'll be getting it.
I figured you might.
Heather gets paid tomorrow, so
I like it. We'll have a conversation offline about it. But anyway, welcome back, guys. Episode 246 of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Dude, can you believe that?
No. I think we've made it pretty clear that I don't believe that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna keep pointing it out.
I haven't believed anything past 15. So yeah, this is great.
So you're saying that I was right and that it works and that it was going to work. Thank you. I appreciate that. I very much do. I need that, especially after that ugly-ass win that we got yesterday.
Yeah, the Eagles haven't given up a touchdown in 2 weeks. I feel pretty good.
I know that you do. Our offense looked a little sleepy yesterday, but, it's fine. Anyway, welcome back, guys. It's a brand new week. As always, make sure that you are liking us. Follow us at Junkies Pod on X. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Troops, what is that magic number?
One. Just tell one person. If you like what we're doing here, tell them, see if they like it. And if they like it, they'll tell somebody. And if they like it, then they'll tell somebody. See how this works, guys? Just tell one person, and maybe we'll get to that 1K, and then we'll all have a party.
Yeah. I mean, we're on that road right now, 357 subscribers. And I mean, come on. People out there are probably watching Love is Blind, the new season, before the weddings come out tomorrow. You're probably talking to your friends about that. Dude, so am I. No, I am too. No,
we're only on episode 2. We're only on episode 2.
All right.
Those episodes are really, really long.
They are. They are. I just got, so everybody's now in Mexico, so I've just gotten to that. So far, I don't dislike any of the couples that they've chosen to follow here. There were a couple that didn't work out in the pods, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. I don't want it.
I hate every person on that show.
Okay, sure, with that attitude. But you know what? These people did not come here to listen to us talk about Love is Blind. Make sure you're following our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network if you want great podcasts. What?
So why is it every time I hear that, I think of Joe Gacy?
So I started humming it in my head too. I was just, I wasn't, I don't know. I didn't have a one-liner that I could fit in there.
Yeah,
very easily. So I did.
It's hilarious that every time somebody says, "Oh, did you see Love is Blind?" I'm like,
I mean, it's a good show. I mean, we'll talk, but make sure you're following our friends while you're at it. If you need some wrestling merch, go check out our merch store. We support independent wrestling. Get a Junkies t-shirt, get a hoodie, get a tank top, get a beanie. It is getting cold out. I know the podcast dad would prefer a baseball cap. I'm sorry, that's
getting cold.
Not going to happen through our merch store.
Like 76 today, so Cincinnati just cannot decide what it wants to do. So
never does.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'll be at that parking garage on Sunday. We'll see what the weather looks like there too. You
know what? It is a no-brainer, though.
What's that?
Heading over to GorillaPressApparel.BigCartel.com. Make sure you're using promo code WJP2024 for 25% off site-wide. A couple of new designs that will be hitting the shelves in November. Cannot wait for you guys to check these out. If you're a wrestler, promoter, referee, you need some merch for those tables, DM Will at Gorilla Press APP on X. Again, incredible guys to work with. Love the team there and appreciate their support of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. There's some congratulations in order to the new Action Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, Bobby Flacco, defeating Manders. Dude, I'm telling you, my flabbers have been gasted. I did not think that this was. I mean, we've seen both of them live. They're both great. Manders has been otherworldly these last few months, especially with the international tours. I think we overlooked old Bob.
Yeah, I mean, they're both international, tours kind of guys, and that's crazy. It's okay, Kyle, relax. Go Pack, go! By the way, uniforms look sweet yesterday. But yeah, no, this was a upset. I mean, it might be upset of the year. I mean, I think that's what we're kind of looking at right here. I mean,
yeah,
I don't think anybody expected Manders to lose that title at all this year. And
no. That's not discounting Bob either. I mean, he's done a hell of a job with GCW. I think he said it back there in the next couple of weeks as well. Like, yeah,
man, it's hard to beat Manders. Like, that's just how it is, and he did it.
So I've been waiting. Wasn't really quite sure how to tell you this. But you know that we have to record Coastal Countdown this week because Still Standing is this weekend, and I think we'll be airing that in place of our normal show on Thursday, just because I'll be out of town. But yeah, so I may or may not have talked to somebody who doesn't hold the Coastal Chaos Championship and may or may not have invited him on the Coastal Countdown, and he may or may not have said yes. I know. You're not supposed to give your partners a silent treatment. Haven't you learned that by now? All right. Okay. Well, anyway, the podcast dad's a little upset. I know. I get it. It surprised the hell out of me too. But we've talked so much about this. Akeem Young has had a lot of shit to say about not just me, but the podcast dad, about our show as well. So I figured, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give him the room to clear the air and see what he has to say about this upcoming championship match. And hopefully he's humbled himself just a little bit. Remains to be seen. But anyway, make sure to check out the new Talk is Cheap. Follow at Coastal Empire Wrestling, at CEW Savannah, I should say, for updates related to this week's episode. Podcast that really, yeah, okay. Oh, now he's.
You shitting me?
I'm not, okay?
Dude, I don't want him on this.
Well, there are certain powers that be that strongly suggested that we bring him onto the show. Okay, like I don't fucking like it any more than you do, but again, we're professionals here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're a couple of fucking marks, but we're professional fucking marks.
Made it unprofessional. How about that? We were professionals. Come on to my podcast and say, "Oh, this is my show." Fuck out of here.
I know. I don't like it any more than you do, but again, power. I agree with you. Just remember, powers that be said it, and those powers that be are hopefully going to get their asses kicked by Exotic Youth in a body bag match in the main event. So, that aside,
listen to them. Jeez,
I don't like it any more than you do. Just calm the fuck down, all right?
I'm calm. All
right. Can we talk SmackDown, please?
Yeah. Did something happen?
A couple of things happened, actually.
Yeah. Is there a major one?
There was a major debut. There was a brief face-to-face between family that have a lot of things to talk about, man. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Let's talk about that real quick. Hold on. Let's talk about that. Yeah. Let's talk about that because I am. Jey Uso's losing tonight.
I know. He probably is.
I think so.
Yeah.
I know I said last week, maybe a couple weeks down the road, Jey Uso's losing tonight.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it's okay. I know that we're getting preconditioned to long championship reigns, but the larger story here is getting Roman and Jey back on the same page. Jey is kind of trying to say, my name is Bennett and I'm not in it. He tried to talk some sense into his little brother who didn't want to hear it. I mean, Roman needs Jey more than Jey needs Roman right now, but that's going to change once it's probably going to be Jacob that shows up tonight is my guess. And cost him the title. No,
that's somebody's coming, showing up. Like, hey, dude, you stuck your nose in Solo's business. Now you got to pay, kind of thing. Like that's happening.
Yeah,
like, that's 100% happening.
And so far, I've loved how well executed that this angle has been. We have said ad nauseum that the tension needs to be there. This cannot be a quick forgiveness overnight. No. And we're going to see, I mean, we're seeing Roman humble himself a little bit because he, instead of trying to talk to him about, I need you, first thing he says is, I'm proud of you. So that was a nice little touch because they could have just gone right into the, like we know why you're here. We know why we're trying to reach out to you, but at least they're, trying to kiss his ass a little bit.
And the other notable thing is we haven't seen Sami.
Hakeem, take notes.
we have not seen Sammy yet involved in
Nope.
any of this. Like, we haven't seen him since his match against Gunther. So
no, we've not.
Where is he? Does he come back with like the wise man? Like, what role is he? Like, they still have so many things that they can play with here. That
Yeah.
I think tonight is the night you pull the trigger and have Jey Uso lose, and go, man, and kind of get his hand forced to join the OG bloodline and start this march to War Games that I think we're getting, right?
Yeah. I mean, Sammy won't necessarily be a hard sell either, because they've done a great job of maintaining that relationship between Sammy and Jey since they've both been on Raw.
It's that Roman thing still. It's that you remember that whole match at that Chamber with Roman, going after his family, going after his wife, going after his kid. Like, I know. There's still some bad blood there, and same thing and it's the same thing with Jimmy. Like, they main evented WrestleMania. Yeah, like
there will be
that
mea culpa moment is coming for sure. I have no doubt that they're going to handle that in that way, because again, it did get very personal very, very quickly. I mean, I went back and watched the Rumble pop just for shits and giggles. It's been so long. It's just one of the all-time just great.
It's up there.
Yeah,
it's I mean, this whole Bloodline storyline has had a ton of great moments, and that was for sure one of them. And that pay-per-view match was one of them, man. Like, that crowd was behind Sammy. There were people that thought Sammy could actually win that. It was. I think you're going to have a little bit of a tougher sell, but I think it's Heyman, maybe it's Jey going, Sammy, we got to do this.
Yeah. And Mr. OCM does have a question. You guys think there's any chance Rock adopts a new Bloodline, Solo realigns with the OG?
I don't see Rock wrestling besides a Big Four. I say Big Four. A Rumble or a Mania. Like, I don't see him participating in a War Games. Maybe a one-on-one match at Survivor Series. He's not going to be in War Games. There's no way.
Yeah, and I think this is more from the context of is Solo going to eventually be kicked out of that new Bloodline? I don't necessarily think so. I think this has been the plan all along. Roman lost at WrestleMania, so Rock is he's like, fuck that. I got you your Bloodline rule stipulation. I won that match for us. Yep. I did my job. You lost, and that's a lot of the same rhetoric that we heard from Solo once the new Bloodline was christened within that night after, because Solo's like, Roman's not here anymore.
I see what you did there. Christened. Thank you. No thanks. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. I don't know if I see Solo realigning with the OG Bloodline. I don't.
Yeah.
That path is not there quite yet for me. Because the only thing we know with Solo is the Enforcer and like this new tribal chief. That's all we know. That's all we know. Like, we've known the Usos and Roman previously when the big dog and they were baby faces and they were having fun. The only time we've known Solo with the Bloodline is those two roles. So I have yet to see Solo on the main roster as a babyface, and I don't know how that works out. I don't know how the crowd would go would get behind that as much as like an Usos reunion kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. And it's been kind of slow for Solo to find his footing as this leader of what was a very, very well established, all-time great collective, and moving into the next phase of this story. If we're still in the third inning, like Paul Heyman said a year ago, I mean, there's a lot.
He's right.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, he was right. We're still in this game.
Because, I mean, think about it. War Games, in a traditional sense, would be the blow-off match. This is kind of just the beginning. This is really only the beginning of what we're going to see once all the pieces are aligned.
Now, you know what I could see? And it might be a Bloodline Mania kind of thing, but I could see Roman Rock. I think that's the direction we're probably going for Mania. Agree or disagree?
I'm inclined to agree with that right now, yeah.
I could see the Usos and the Tongas.
Yep.
And I could see Solo and Jacob Fatu.
Interesting.
That's a way I think you could go and get Solo back to the babyface side. Yeah. Because what are those two going to do once this is done? Like the Tongas are going to stay together. The Usos are going to stay together. Rock and Roman are going to do something. Like those are the two kind of outliers that they probably need a match because once Solo lets Jacob Fatu down, dude, Jacob Fatu is going to snap.
Yeah,
kind of like Solo did.
And I love that because again we're forgetting about how Bad Blood ended and the ambiguity with which The Rock's return came about, because all you see the camera pan to Rock, you see the camera pan to Roman, but you also see the camera pan to Cody, and then the hand gesture there and just kind of giving us an indication we don't know who he's targeting that at, and we know that Rock versus Cody is also another direction that you can go as well. And because the story or the ideas that you've laid out don't include Cody in those, because I think we both know that you want to see Cody versus Randy.
Yep.
And seeing how they will build another, how they would take another year to build Rock versus Cody, should they want to go that pathway. I think that they should.
Or SummerSlam. This is your first two-night SummerSlam. Why also not have a huge main event of Rock and Cody in New York City at MetLife Stadium on the second night of SummerSlam?
It's fair, yeah.
I mean, that's going to sell tickets. So, I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm thinking.
No, this the Bloodline saga. I mean, the plot thickens. I think they've done a marvelous job this week. You have to take this methodically. This is, again, with everything that went down. I mean, this was the first time that they've been face to face with each other since Jay actually left the Bloodline, I think, or that tag team match.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I mean minus the when he came over to Raw, but yeah.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about Roman?
Yeah, Roman and Jay. Yeah, as far as their first face-to-face encounter, like when it has been that much time, you can't do the no yeet yet, because Jay is also going to look at it as you called me your right hand man, you stopped treating me like that, and going into all of that, and he was the last one to he was the first one to fall in line with that original.
Probably going to be the last one to fall back in line.
Yeah, and that's great. That's great fucking storytelling.
Because the other thing too is you could see Sammy go back and try to convince Jay. So they got a great story that they're going to tell.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to see it because now it looks like they're going to be on both shows anyway. So we're going to get to see it every week, every show. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and as you said it earlier, your favorite tag team's favorite tag team, the Motor City Machine Guns, finally made their long-awaited WWE debut in a triple threat match. They took on
Street Profits.
Street Profits,
A-Town Down.
Yes, A-Town Down Under. They look great. I mean, this is what you bring them in here for.
Los Lothario, sorry, wasn't A-Town.
Yes, Los Garza, or I don't know why they go by Los Garza now, but Angel and Barrow. Yeah, I do.
I'm talking to the
fun match. Yeah. So I have this question for you because I saw it. I just saw somebody post on Twitter saying it should happen. Do you think that MCMG signing to WWE, strengthening the tag team division, gives any sort of argument for why it might be time to split up the profits?
Yeah, especially if they have the Lucha Brothers coming in too.
Yeah.
It's time. Yes. Also, shout out to Kyle for posting that picture. Like, oh yeah, we were there at AIW when DIY came out, and Motor City Machine Guns were on that card. So that's that should main event SmackDown next week. Easily.
I'm sure that it will.
Easily. No, this is really good. It strengthens their tag division. It seems like they're interested in moving forward with a strong tag division now, especially with
as it should.
The now trademark pending War Raiders back. Like, it seems like, okay, I fixed the mid-card division. Next project is the tag division.
Yeah, we've already got the new belts, so that was the step
that's there. And they split it, and hey, we got past the kind of initial split of, oh, it's R-Truth and the Miz, and it's A-Town Down Under. Cool. Now we're back to, all right, let's get some tag teams in here, and let's really, really get behind this.
Yeah, and speaking of the tag team division, we did see Lash Legend accompanied by Jakara Jackson take on Piper Niven with Chelsea Green in her corner. Lash Legend got a huge reaction when she got that first lift on Piper Niven. This was a fun match to watch. It wasn't long, nothing to write home about or anything like that. But it is nice to see Lash and Jakara get these reps, kind company very clearly has faith in what they can do in the tag team division. We're probably getting closer and closer to the inevitable Jade and Bianca split here. I thought that this was a really big deal. That's not to say that Lash doesn't still need a little bit more. I mean, they both still need a little bit more seasoning. I wouldn't necessarily call them up full time just yet, but I do like that they're getting the looks in the first team reps.
What I like is that they're having these tag titles on all 3 brands. I'm very much enjoying that because it wouldn't make sense for any other title to be on all 3 brands because NXT has their mid card championship, WWE Raw has their mid card, SmackDown has their mid card. All 3 have their world. All 3 have their women's. All 3 have their normal tag. Not all of them have the women's tag team champions. So this makes sense, to have everybody gunning for them. Yeah. And this is a good team. This is a fun team. Chelsea Green continues to be one of the best, assets WWE has right now because she can
certainly one of the best,
she make anything look
new
good.
Faces of the Triple H era. Yes.
She makes anything look good. I mean, because she goes after it, right? She doesn't. Yeah. It was I can't remember who said it, but it's take what they give you and give it 100%, and they will keep giving you stuff. You can easily make a full-time career out of that. Look at R-Truth. Yeah. How long has R-Truth been there?
Minus that 3 or 4 years in TNA. I mean, we're talking since 2001.
Because you know what he does? He takes what they give him, and he does it to the best of his ability and doesn't whine about it. Hey, I'm getting TV time.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets that.
R-Truth probably could have gotten Retribution over.
Yeah, if you don't take yourself as seriously sometimes is there bad creative? Yeah, there is. Yeah. There is. And then sometimes you get strapped with that, and that sucks. But with Chelsea, she's like, I'll do anything and everything. So I do like that.
Yeah, and also interesting take from Kyle here. They've definitely, especially now that Noam Dar is injured or Mensa's got his program and everything he's doing with Lexis King. Just once,
what?
just once,
sorry,
could you not?
It was a sneeze. I apologize. Forgot to hit mute.
At night, not last night. Fuck off. Anyway. Lash is incredible. Jakara definitely. It would nice to see her as more of an equal on the same lines as Lash, but it's very clear who they see as kind of the breakout. I think right now, but she does have a character that has a lot to offer. So I'm hoping that because I think it's tomorrow that they go at it for the tag titles, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to. We'll keep an eye on kind of the ring time that she gets and the spots that she finds herself in. But again, I love that these tag team titles are getting that shine. It finally feels like there's some true thought to the tag division now, like you said.
I'm just double checking to make sure that they do get the tag.
Can I also tell you the funniest moment of last?
It's the Kabuki Warriors going against them.
Okay, all right, got it.
Which would be a great match.
Oh yeah, for sure. But moment I enjoyed. Backstage, Nia Jax, Nick Aldis, and Candice LeRae coming in to help out, acknowledging the Speed Champion on TV, even though she didn't walk out with the belt or have the belt in her render on the graphic. Neither here nor there, but acknowledgement on TV.
Did she be Bailey?
I love. Yeah. And I love that. So I loved Aldis's line. It smells like money, and I was like, "That's just my perfume," and I just fucking popped. It's good stuff. I mean, again, she's leaning into the one-liners. This is Nia Jax has been a damn revelation in 2024. It's still kind of wild that we're saying that.
No, it's pretty great. But Candice LeRae beat Bailey.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Wow.
I mean, come on. At this point in Bailey's career, kind
of left me speechless. I definitely didn't see that coming. All right.
The times are changing.
I didn't see that one coming. That one's that one legitimately yes, the backstage segment was funny, right? That one legitimately shocked me.
No.
Candice LeRae hasn't. When was the last time Candice LeRae got a win on TV?
And technically, that was the main event match of the evening.
Okay. But when was the last
It
time
wasn't the final
Candice LeRae
segment. I'm just saying.
got a win on TV? I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. So that's really cool. Let's talk about the main event segment real quick.
Before we do that, a couple of movie quotes that have been in the chats tonight. Alex with Little Anchorman and Notting Hill, which I'm surprised. That one actually surprises me. It's Alex is one of my regular weekend hanging out buddies, and I don't know that I've ever heard him quote a Notting Hill or any sort of rom-com. But
Notting Hill is
Hugh Grant, Julia Roberts.
Don't care.
Okay. All right.
Dude,
okay.
How long ago was that?
That was SummerSlam.
It was so long ago. What are you talking about, Kyle? It's August.
I mean, if that's the case, just okay. All right. I got nothing.
Great job, Kyle. Great job. Yeah. So another kind of beat down segment. Kind of, wash, rinse, repeat for me a little bit.
But that's fine.
I want to see something happen here soon.
I think that's fine. And yes, we know. We just like
family show. Relax. I'll take back my compliment about the Packers, who I think they only have one loss this year. Who was that to? Man, cannot remember. Probably the same team that's going to kick the shit out of the Bengals.
Okay. That's enough out of you.
My mic. Unmute my mic. Did you see Saquon had 167 yards rushing?
And I will say it's classy that he sacrificed going for the single game rushing record and letting everybody else get some reps. That's actually pretty classy, I'll say.
Mm-hmm. Defense hasn't given up a touchdown in 2 weeks. Jalen Hurts, no turnovers in 2 weeks.
And our offense looks sluggish as shit yesterday.
It's all coming together.
Oh, just stop it.
Coming together. Although I think you're going to get your other tackle back. So
I fucking hope so.
I have an inside source. Orlando Brown Jr. I think is fine.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers dates him. So
I feel like you told me that story. I don't know.
Yep. I feel like I have.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Active listening over here, guys. This guy doesn't listen to shit I say. I haven't made an entire show, and he doesn't listen to anything. So we're going to talk about Raw, and you guys can listen. He's not going to listen. But, thank you, everyone who does listen. If you are listening right now, please tell one friend. If you like what we're doing, or if you like what I'm doing, because he doesn't listen. But if you like what I'm doing here, hey, subscribe. Hit the bell. You should hit the bell so know when we go live, because it's a great time. Tonight, the Authors of Pain will go head-to-head with the New Day and the number one contender tournament.
This has to be where he snaps, right?
I don't think so. I think they win. I don't think we're getting a Xavier Woods snap. I don't think that's happening anymore.
What makes you say that?
There is a rumor going around that the culmination of this, because Big E went back to the doctor again, and he got good news.
Don't you tease me.
And they're thinking that the culmination of this story is going to be the return of Big E.
Okay. All right. If that happens, let's just
don't quote me, but I've been seeing that being like floated out there. Like, hey, Big E went back to the doctor. They gave him some good news. It's kind of the balls in his court kind of thing.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins in the same building, face-to-face kind of thing. The rematch, Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. Number one contender title tournament, the tag. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee will take on the Creeds. Probably a really good match.
Yeah. At least it's not the Judgment Day again.
No. Well, the Judgment Day are the tag champions. So.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
That looks like it is about what they have it for advertised because, it's only 2 hours. So.
You still liking the 2-hour format?
No. It needs to be 3 hours. The roster's too big now. It makes more sense now to have it 3 hours because the roster's so big.
And they know how to use their time efficiently, effectively, make sure that
they do now.
possible.
Yes, they do now. But
yeah. Well, I think that is, I think that's going to do it for us today. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We will be back tomorrow. We'll be recapping Monday Night Raw. We'll preview some NXT. This Wednesday, our friend Sammy Chaos returns to the show to hang out with her, catch up. I still can't believe that she squashed Matt Tremont earlier this summer. That was a fucking great match. Very, very happy with her.
Talk about it.
Very, very excited to catch up with her. It's been a hot minute, but and then Coastal Countdown will be airing this Thursday in place of one of our regular episodes. I got to get all suited for a wedding, so we're gonna have fun, enjoy wrestling, like, share, subscribe. Anything else I'm missing in the way of plugs? Buy t-shirts, buy merch, support our store, support our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network, support our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. Remember, promo code WJP2024 for 25% off site-wide. Podcast Dad, speak now, forever hold your peace. Anything else you'd like to say to our wonderful viewing audience?
Go Birds. Fly.
That's all I got to say.
Fly.